Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Night Phase, ready to bring you my Ant-Man and the Wasp review. I just came fresh out of the theater seeing it, so we're going to keep it as the previous reviews, same formula. We're going to keep a non-spoiler for the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to dive into spoilers. I'm going to try to keep this short and consistent as possible, trying to cover everything I saw. But yeah, just give you the overall synopsis of Ant-Man and the Wasp. It takes place right after Civil War, and we see the repercussions. Scott Lang is suffering for helping Cap and his team out during Civil War, so he's in house arrest. Meanwhile, we got Hank Pym and his daughter Hope, and they're trying to figure out a way to bring back Hope's mother Janet from the quantum realm. So that's pretty much the gist of the entire plot going into Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I gotta say, I had a blast watching this. This was a lot of fun. Nothing too spectacular. I don't know where this is going to rank up with other previous MCU films. Probably won't even make my top 10, maybe. I don't know. I do like the original Ant-Man, the first movie, a little bit more than this one, but still, it was so good. It was so pleasing to watch these characters come back. We got to see more of Evangeline Lilly finally as the Wasp. We didn't get to see her at all in the first movie. They teased it. So to see her like kind of front and center was so awesome to watch, and the comedies utilized here very well. It's not overbearing. It fits the tone well because it's an Ant-Man movie. It's supposed to be weird, quirky, and of course they grounded it. It's nothing like Infinity War, nothing too like far out there, nothing extravagant like that. But I think we needed this movie after Infinity War because it ended on such a bleak, dire, dark, note. Like that ending. Oh my god, I still can't get over that. It still plays over in my head. But yeah, this was a worthy addition to the MCU lineup, and it was just great. What I enjoyed the most about this movie is the shrinking and unshrinking, technology they utilized during the action sequences, and it flowed so well. It looked great. The CGI was done well there. The banter and partnership between Ant-Man and the Wasp was probably one of the most entertaining highlights of the film. However, I felt like their relationship here in this movie was a little lacking and a little awkward because, seeing the first one, they left off in good terms. Basically, I guess they started a relationship because you see them kissing. Here, they're just kind of at odds with each other. We'll get more into that into the spoiler territory. But I liked Scott's dynamic. I mean, his relationship with his daughter was the central heart of the film, which I really like. And of course, Michael Douglas is so great as Hank Pym. I don't see anyone else playing that character. He's such a versatile and phenomenal actor, such a veteran actor that he just has so much depth and charisma. And Michael Douglas brings that to the character, so it's so good to see him return as Hank Pym. The villain Ghost has an intriguing backstory. However, her execution felt a little flat, a little bit generic. I think they could have done more with her character than what we got. And yeah, so overall, I'm gonna have to give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. Give this movie 8 out of 10. The original Ant-Man, I give it 8.5 out of 10. So like I said, I did like the original Ant-Man a little bit more than this one, but definitely check this one out. It's a fun blockbuster movie that you're just gonna have a blast watching. All right, so now spoiler territory, spoiler talk. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So let's see, where should we start off? Well, in the beginning, yeah, Scott is in house arrest. He's doing all these weird things, like which I really love. Like he's like trying to keep his mind preoccupied so he won't be bored out of his mind. And he's been in house arrest for like 2 years now. And I like the opening. Well, actually, before we get to that, the opening flashback with Michael Douglas, young Michelle Pfeiffer, was great. The agent technology they use is revolutionary. Holy crap! Because they look like their younger selves. This is amazing. This is impressive that they keep using this, and it looks so damn good. It looks so like realistic. Like we were literally looking into their past. Like wow, it was so I like that aspect. And as you saw in Ant-Man, the first one, that Janet Van Dyne, she goes subatomic, and she gets lost into the quantum realm for trying to basically save the city, save the world, from a nuclear strike. And then we jump forward, to present day, where Scotland is in house arrest because he helped out Captain America, so he shouldn't have done that, and he's been in house arrest for 2 years. That was because he went against the Sokovia Accords. Um, Randall Park as the FBI agent. I heard a lot of complaints about his character. They're saying he was overbearing. It was too much. He's like a cartoon character. Honestly, he did not get on my nerves. I'm familiar with the actor. I only seen him in one movie, The Interview. He was hilarious in that. Actually, I've seen him in quite a few movies, and he's in a show called Fresh Off the Boat, I believe. But he's a funny dude, and I did not see him as an FBI agent. Never bought the fact that he would be an FBI agent. He just, you know what I mean? Like for example, Coulson. I mean, he's not an FBI agent, but he's like a Shield agent. He's an agent general. But Coulson has that personality, that fine distinction of being serious, a serious agent, takes his job seriously, and having a little fun with the role. Where Randall Park, he just says all these funny lines and just, I mean, he wasn't overbearing. He was never annoying, anything like that. He was not over the top. He did not make me cringe or anything. But again, he just doesn't fit the FBI role, yeah, at all. So, but he was fine. He worked for the most part. Uh, I like seeing Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. Let's talk about her because man, she kicked a lot of ass. It was essentially her movie. They should just call this Wasp and Ant Man because she did all the heavy lifting. Come on, and that's cool that they put her front and center. Because and I know a lot of people were complaining also that Ant Man was made into this like bumbling buffoon, like, and I didn't see that honestly. I think he provided a lot of help and support. Sure, he kind of took a backseat during the action, but Hope is more experienced and a better fighter than Ant Man is, so it makes sense, that she's doing all the no holds barred fighting and just blasting with the blasters, and plus, Hank upgraded her suit more than Scott. But yeah, I like seeing Hope in action. That sequence when we meet Walton Goggins' character, he's like this side villain. That's one nitpick I have with Walton Goggins' character. You have a great actor here, and you don't utilize him well. He's just a throwaway villain. He's like just a plot device to get to basically cause roadblocks for our heroes. Basically, that's all he is. And he really didn't need to be in the movie if you think about it. He's just a guy with a bunch of henchmen and thugs at his disposal. And, he's just giving our characters, our heroes, a hard time to accomplish their goal. I feel like if they kept it more grounded with Ghost as the primary villain and them, then it would have flowed better, would have been more grounded, it would have been less choppy. But yeah, like I like Walton Goggins. Like he has some great scenes here. I love him as an actor ever since I saw Justified. I love that show. But yeah, like I said, he wasn't utilized well here. Michael Pena though, oh my god, Michael Pena is hilarious when he gets the truth serum and that whole scene with the truth serum is one of the funniest moments of the movie, and the comedy was done well here. Yeah, when he just starts, narrating like he did in the previous Ant-Man. I like that callback. He said, "Yeah," and then my mom would play the jukebox, and then he said, "Oh, for real? Word?" I just, oh my god, I love Michael Pena. Like he needs to narrate every movie from now on or something like. But yeah, he stole a lot of his scenes. He's uh, such a great comedic actor. Yeah, so the comedy worked very well with his scenes. The shrinking, unshrinking action sequences look so great, so spectacular. It's just a lot of fun seeing the building that basically houses the quantum realm laboratory that Hank and Hope have been working on. It's so cool seeing that building shrink. and unshrink, and then all the Hot Wheel toys collection that Hank has. I like that. That was so cool. And then Luis, of course, picks that Hyundai, whatever, that Hyundai PT Cruiser looking one with the flames. That was pretty cool. Yeah, let's talk about Ghost. Now, Ghost, I like the actress. She just comes out of fresh. She's a fresh face. You may recognize her from Ready Player One. You know, she had like a very cliche, generic secondary villain role here. So here she could possibly shine, and she was interesting. Her character was very interesting. They basically gave her that Killmonger approach where they want you to sympathize with the villain, but they overdid it here because she never really gets her hands dirty. She never does something like, oh my god, she's so despicable. She never really crosses that line in this movie. You just get a backstory, a tragic backstory about her parents being blown up by, tampering with quantum technology or whatever. And so she starts phasing in and out of reality. And then we meet Lawrence Fishburne, who basically adopts her. He was working with Shield and Hank in the past, and basically they made her into this weapon for Shield. And she did assassination, kind of like Winter Soldier. So she has a blend of Winter Soldier and Killmonger. So we've seen that, so it wasn't nothing special. I mean, it was intriguing, but they should have added more to her character. They should have really fleshed her out more. They could have utilized her as a villain because she was a cool villain. She was a cool ass looking villain, being able to phase in and out of things, putting her fist through people's bodies and threatening, to basically like rip their heart out and stuff. That was cool, but like I said, her character very intriguing, but wasn't written as well as she should have been. And of course, she suffers from the classic Marvel villains, not being fully developed. And she's not a throwaway villain by any means. I mean, there's enough depth and backstory to her that you really care about her character. You're interested in her motivations as the story goes along. But yeah, it could have been better. She could have been better fleshed out because at the end she just turns into basically like an anti-hero. Like, yeah, so she's not a protagonist. She's not a villain like Killmonger who will kill and to get to his goals or nothing like that. She's not like that. But anyway, I like Lawrence Fishburne. He was a good addition too. Even though I knew he had a relationship with goes going in, so I wasn't too surprised by that. What else? What else? The quantum realm exploration in this film was very fascinating. I feel like they could have, I don't know, they could have done more with the quantum realm. Like gave it more of a visual style and flair look, because it looks like when they're in the quantum realm, they're like exploring some like plants, or they go inside of a plant or something, because there's spores everywhere. There was these germophobic like things floating around, and it doesn't look as good or as imaginative as I thought the quantum realm would look. But it's nonetheless, it was fascinating. But yeah, like Ant-Man shrinking, like in the school, there was a funny moment where he was like a little kid. That was hilarious. And also when he's like Giant Man and using a truck as a skateboard. All great. The action sequences were a lot of fun. Great. They just pop at you. It's so fun to look at. But other than that, yeah, like there's not a whole lot to the movie, but enough that I want to rewatch it again. I'm thinking about it still, and it's rewatchable as hell. And I had just as much fun as I did with this movie than I did with Deadpool 2. So I definitely will give this a rewatch, and I highly recommend it. Let's talk about the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene. Well, first, before we dive into that, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. Um, Janet Van Dyne, a lot of people are complaining they want to see more of Michelle Pfeiffer. And I get that. It was because it was essential to the main plot to bring her back. So I was fine with just seeing her at the end. And we got a nice touching moment with Hank and her being reunited in the quantum realm. That really was a nice, emotional, moving moment that really worked well. So I can't wait to see her in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 if they decide to make it. Yeah, so it was great seeing her. God, I'm trying to think, like gather my thoughts. What else am I leaving out? Oh yeah, so the relationship with Scott Lang and Hope, I felt could have used work because it just felt awkward. Like I guess she was mad at him for what he did because basically, because of Scott using their technology, they got put on the FBI's watch list and they're wanted now by the FBI. So I get that, but at a point in the movie, I was like, oh, come on, just get over it. But I feel like, and it's funny because I'm like, come on, get over it. Stop giving him a hard time. But then at one point, she just starts kissing him and she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're okay. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Just like, not too long ago, you were like pissed at this dude, ready to rip his head off, you know? So I felt like it was kind of rushed and could have been more well written, you know, as the relationship goes. But I like seeing them working together. It's always fun seeing those two banter and working together side by side, shrinking, unshrinking. Such a great combination. So yeah, anyway, let's talk about the post credit scene. If if you need a price for admission for this movie, if you need a reason, the post credit scene. I didn't stick around for the end credit scene because I heard it was kind of pointless. With the mid post credit scene, you have to see because yes, it does link into spoiler alert Infinity War. What? So basically, Hank, Hope, and Janet, they're all on top of this parking garage structure, and they're testing out the quantum realm. They send Ant-Man in, Scott Lang. He goes in to retrieve more matter in there for Ghost, because he did mention her, and he loses communication, and then we go back, we go back into reality, and we see that they're dust. That's right, Hank, Hope, Janet, they're dust. Oh no! Thanos, the snap. We have finally reached in their timeline, you know, the snap, the events of Infinity War. It sucks. Scotland is trapped in the quantum realm. Maybe that's why he was able to avoid the snap because we don't know. Maybe he was one of the person or the people that would be disintegrated too because it's so random. And because he's in the quantum realm, he's in like an alternate reality. It didn't get to him or it didn't phase him, so he was safe. So he's stuck there now, and I wonder how he's gonna get out of the quantum realm because he needs them to, you know, kind of fish him out of there. But yeah, that was oh wow, that just blew my mind. I like that they tied that into Infinity War. I was hoping to give us something at least. So now we know. Now we know that Ant-Man is alone in the quantum realm. He's alive as far as we know. So that's a good thing. So hopefully our heroes, our remaining OG Avengers, can find Ant-Man somehow, bring him out, and then we go from there in the next Avengers next year. But yeah, that's my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Solid 8 out of 10. A lot of fun. I love the exploration of the quantum realm. I love these characters. I love the action sequences. It looks so great. It's a lot of fun. Definitely go check it out. It's not as bad or mediocre or average like a lot of people are making it out to be. It's just a blast to watch and a great addition to the MCU lineup. So post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about Ant-Man and the Wasp. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you thought this was a worthy sequel? What did you think about that mid-credits sequence, the scene? And subscribe if you're new to my channel. Give this video a like if you want, and I'll catch you in the next one.